Holy shit! Alright, I just got back from spending the past few days with my dad, and last night during the Emmys, this random trailer for WandaVision dropped and I was like, damn it, I'm not home right now because I would totally be making a video on this right now. And so now I'm home, so here we go. So yeah, new trailer for WandaVision. Who saw that coming? I mean, a couple weeks ago, we were told that WandaVision will be dropping sometime this year, which made me overjoyed. Because of all the Marvel Disney Plus shows coming out, this is one of the ones I'm looking forward to the most. Because I love the characters Scarlet Witch and Vision. I love them. They're completely badass. So when I heard that they're getting their own show on Disney Plus, I was like, okay, I can't wait for that. So we got a poster, which certainly shows off the vibe of the show, which is very different from anything we've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far, which is saying a lot, because in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we have seen some shit. But with WandaVision, they said that this show's going to blend the Marvel Cinematic Universe vibe with the vibe of like classic 50s sitcoms, which I will actually let you know right now, I'm a huge sitcom fan. I'm a big fan of Friends. I'm an even bigger fan of How I Met Your Mother, Cheers, The Big Bang Theory. I love sitcoms. I love canned laughter. So this trailer seems to show that vibe. It starts off with the 4:3 aspect ratio, black and white 50s style vibe. It shows Wanda and Vision, they're a married couple now, and they're living their nice suburban idyllic lifestyle. You know, it's reminiscent of I Love Lucy or the Dick Van Dyke Show, and you're like, what am I watching here? Like when this trailer first starts out, you're like, this doesn't look like a Marvel movie. It throws you for a loop, and I'm totally down for that. And then you see Deborah Jo Rupp, and if you have a sitcom loving bone in your body, you know who that is. She's a sitcom staple. But personally, I've actually never been her biggest fan. I don't know, there's just something I don't like about her. Whether she's playing Miss Knight in Friends or Kitty in That 70s Show. Something about her giggle just rubs me the wrong way and annoys the hell out of me. But just the fact that she showed up in this trailer, because I didn't know she was gonna be here. The fact that she showed up, I was like, okay, yeah, they are really trying to make this feel like a sitcom. See, here's Deborah Jo Rupp, and they're sitting at the dinner table, and Deborah Jo Rupp is like, so where are you two from? What's your story? And I love what happens here, because you see that look coming over Scarlet Witch's face. She's like, I'm not sure you'd like that story. Of course, we all know the story of Scarlet Witch and Vision. After having watched this trailer quite a few times, you get the feeling, yeah, this is not the real reality. For those of you who don't know, one of Scarlet Witch's abilities from the comics is that she can literally alter reality. She can bend reality to her will. We haven't seen her do that yet in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We've seen her use her psionic powers. Scarlet Witch is quite the powerhouse of a character, really. She can do a lot of shit. So I guess after the events of Avengers Endgame, she decided that she misses Vision too much, so she creates this new reality for herself. That is the peaceful, idyllic lifestyle that she wants, which includes her late boyfriend Vision. And so as the trailer goes on, you see a few different aesthetics coming into play. And I've read that this show's gonna showcase not just the 50s, but 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. At a point, you see they're dressed like the 80s. And what I like there is that you actually notice the video quality has lessened there. It's one of those blink and you miss it type things, but if you notice it, it's actually really cool. The camera work there, and you see that Vision and Scarlet Witch, at one point they have two babies. Now in the comics, Vision and Scarlet Witch actually do have two kids who end up having powers. Their names are Wiccan and Speed. I don't know too much about them personally. I mean, hell, every fact I'm relaying to you from the comics is just from research. I don't read comic books. I just look this stuff up on the internet. But the fact that Scarlet Witch and Vision are holding two babies seems to be kind of an Easter egg to that, to Wiccan and Speed. You see Catherine Hahn come into play. It's been revealed that her character's name is Agnes, which some comic book fans have interpreted to be like, oh, is she Agatha Harkness? Who, from what I understand, is something of a mentor to Scarlet Witch, at least in the comics anyway. I don't know. I might just be talking out of my ass on that one. Kevin Feige said that this character is going to be the nosy neighbor of Scarlet Witch and Vision. So she sounds like a side comic relief character, which is fine with me because she looks like she's gonna be funny. I mean, there are a few characters from previous Marvel movies that have been comic relief characters who are confirmed to be in this show. Like Darcy Lewis from the first two Thor movies, Kat Dennings' character, she's confirmed to be in this show. Randall Park's character Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man and the Wasp, he's been confirmed to be in this show. We don't see either of those two characters in this trailer, but the fact that they're going to be in this show, plus what we saw of Catherine Hahn in this trailer, pretty much tells us that, yeah, this show's gonna have plenty of comedy to spare. Which is fine with me, because I love a good laugh. I just hope that this show finds the right balance. I don't want the show to be a complete comedy, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it won't be. Because again, you have the whole question of what is this reality that Scarlet Witch has created? The scene in this trailer where you see Vision flying up, I'm like, oh my god, it's Vision! When I first saw that for the first time, I was like, oh my god, I love seeing Vision again. And that also pretty much confirms that, yeah, the visual effects in this show are gonna be top-notch, which we pretty much knew after watching The Mandalorian. We're like, yeah, these live-action Disney Plus shows that Star Wars and Marvel are doing, they're not gonna mess around with the visual effects budget. They're gonna look pretty good. Seeing Vision flying above that neighborhood, I'm like, yep, that is straight-up Vision that we know from the MCU. But the dialogue that he has with Agnes here gave me freaking chills.
Am I dead?
No. Why would you think that?
Because you are.
Maybe it's one of those things like the other father in Coraline where like he has a mind of his own, but he's unaware that he is a creation of someone else. Like he's not really real. You know what I'm trying to say? Because if Agnes tells Vision that he's dead and Vision's reaction is, wait, what? Then that's probably gonna lead into some scary shit. I imagine, like, after hearing that, he might confront Scarlet Witch and be like, what did you do to me? Why am I back from the dead? How could you do this? That could lead into some of the drama that this show could have. And then one of the last things you see in this short trailer is Tiana Paris. She is playing Monica Rambeau, who we saw as a little girl in Captain Marvel. She's all grown up now, and I don't know what's going on with her here. I saw some websites say that she's being thrown out of Wanda's reality here because you see her flying through the sky. It looks like she's flying through a portal of some kind. It doesn't look like a pleasant ride. And then she's lying on the ground in what looks like some sort of military base? I have no idea. Maybe Monica Rambeau's the one who's like, oh my god, Scarlet Witch is creating an entirely new reality. Military, we gotta stop her before she gets too out of control. That could be an interesting plot point. It could be the thing that brings us back to the grounded MCU. Because maybe it's one of those things where Scarlet Witch is living in her happy reality, but unbeknownst to her, she's doing more damage than she thinks she is. Maybe it's one of those things like what Harry Potter learned in his very first year at Hogwarts, which is it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. Maybe Scarlet Witch is living in this fantasy world and she has lost her touch with reality and she needs to come back to it, otherwise this new reality is going to become the actual reality and wipe out everything we know. I have no idea. I'm theorizing out of my ass right now. All I know is that I am so excited for this show. I have been ever since it was announced because, like I said, Scarlet Witch and Vision are two of my favorite characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I heard that this show is going to tie into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness because Scarlet Witch is going to be in that movie. Again, that makes sense because Doctor Strange is also quite a powerhouse of a character. We Marvel fans have been waiting in anticipation for something from the MCU. Now we got something, a new trailer for WandaVision, but we don't yet have a release date, although we're pretty sure it's gonna come out in December, which makes me a pretty happy Disney Plus live action show fan. We got Mandalorian Season 2 coming out in late October, and now WandaVision in December? Color me happy. So the official trailer for WandaVision Season 1. Have you watched it? What do you think about it? Just what do you think is going on here? What are your theories? I want to know. Let's talk about this together. So whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.